I am going to start new lesson today. Kodagu, Kittur, Tulunadu and Hyderabad-Karnataka. Kodagu district lies on the slopes of Western Ghats. People speak Kodava and Arebhasha language. River Kaveri is lifeline of Karnataka. It takes birth of Talakaveri in Kodagu. Talakaveri worshipped by lakhs of people. Kodagu has a rich forest wealth. Nagarahole National Park is in Kodagu. I hope you are knowing the place Kodagu. So, very rich nature having in Kodagu, very beautiful nature you can see in Kodagu. Also, Kaveri rivers birth is in Kodagu. It's in the place name is Talakaveri. So, Karnataka's main river is Kaveri. Now, which are the dynasties were ruled in Kodagu? This Haleri dynasty, this is major dynasty that rules Kodagu. In the beginning of 17th century, Veeraraja founded this dynasty. Mudduraja built Muddurajakeri and made it his capital. Muddurajakeri, now it's became Madikeri. Earlier it was Muddurajakeri. Kodagu was ruled by Hyder Ali and Tippu Sultan in second half of 18th century. Veeraraja of Kodagu was the prisoner of Tippu. Veeraraja escaped from Tippu and regained his kingdom with the help of British. After death of Tippu, kings of Kodagu and Mysuru remained in good terms. Kodagu and British captured Kodagu in 1834 and deported Chikkaveera Rajendra from Kodagu and started their direct rule. They divided Kodagu by making Amarasulya, which was part of Kodagu, a part of Canara district. The revolt of Amarasulya. Amarasulya found it hard to bear the heavy burden of land tax. They rose in an armed revolt against the British. They resolved to drive out the British from Kodagu. They revolt, which broke out in 1837, is known as Amarasulya Revolt. The rebels held Sulya, Putturu, Kasargodu and Mangalore for 13 days. However, the British succeeded in suppressing the revolt and sent several rebels to the gallows. The main leaders of the revolt were Puttabasappa, Kalyanaswamy and Guddemane Appaya Gowda. Now, freedom struggle in Kodagu. The nationalists of Kodagu actively participated in freedom struggle. After independence, for a while, Kodagu remained as a separate state. In 1956, Kodagu was merged with Karnataka. Earlier, it was separate state as Kodagu. Then, in 1956, it became the part of Karnataka. So, it merged with the Karnataka. Now, two outstanding sons of Kodagu. Kodagu is known outside India mainly an account of its illustrious son General Kondanendra Madappa Kariyappa. During the British rule, Kariyappa was the first Indian general of the Indian Army. He was also the chief of Indian Army, Navy and Air Force of independent India. Known for his administrative acumen, courage and bravery, he was the recipient of the highest rank of Field Marshal. Another great patriot of Kodagu was General Kondadra Subbaya Timmaya. He brought victory to the nation in the war between India and Pakistan. These are the two outstanding sons of Kodagu. Though Kodagu is generally identified with its military powers, prowess, it is also well known for sports, adventure, folklore, and scenes beauty. Field Marshal K.M. Kariyappa, General K.S. Timmaya. These are the two outstanding sons of Kodagu. Next, Kitturu. Hope you know about Kitturu. You heard about Kitturu Rani Chennamma. Kitturu of Belagavi district was powerful state 2 centuries ago. It was known for its agriculture and commerce. Now, Rani Chennamma. Rani Chennamma of Kittur was the younger wife of Mallasajja, the Desai of Kittur. Both Mallasajja and his son died. Rani Chennamma adopted Shivalinga Sarja and started administrating Kittur. The collector of Dharwad, Thakre, objected to the adoption as improper. He recommended the British government to take over the administration of Kittur. On hearing this, Chennamma became extremely angry. She opposed the British policy of suppressing Kittur and decided to fight for the freedom of her land. Thakre, with an army of 500 soldiers, attacked Kittur. A fierce battle took place. Chennamma led her army and fought valiantly. The British army was shattered and Thakre, hit by a bullet, died in the battle. The British army, after a while, besieged the fort of Kittur. Though Kittur had an army of just 6,000 soldiers, Rani fought against the huge British army for 3 days. Meanwhile, a few traitors of Kittur betrayed her. Thus, betrayed ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡು. Thus, Kittur was defeated. Chennamma was taken captive and imprisoned at the Baidhongala. She continued to be in the prison for 5 years, secretly guiding and inspiring the people to carry on the freedom struggle. Rani Chennamma has earned immortal fame as the first Indian woman to have fought against the British in India. The valiant queen is remembered through folk songs which are sung even today. See the picture of Kittur Rani Chennamma. Next, Sangoli Rayanna. He was loyal follower of Rani Chennamma, a brave freedom fighter. He emerged from the rank of common people. After Chennamma's imprisonment, he assumed the leadership of Kittur province and organized an army. He attacked British officers and looted their treasures. Adept in guerrilla warfare, Rayanna was like a frightening dream to the British. As the British could not defeat him, they resorted to foul means. They bribed a few persons who turned traitors. They captured Rayanna by deceit and handed him over to the British. Soon, Rayanna and his associates were hanged. Before being hanged, Rayanna fell. Being hung, Rayanna fell at the feet of his mother Kenchava, who had come to see him for the last time and got her blessings. Then he walked to the scaffold and, with a smile on his face, embraced death. All the martyrs were buried nearby. After the death of Sangoli Rayanna, several others continued the revolt of Kittur. See the picture of Sangoli Rayanna. Next, Tulunadu. In ancient times, the part of coastal Karnataka was called Tulunadu. It comprised more or less the present Dakshina Kannada and Udupi districts. In the Puranas, the western coast is referred to as Parashurama Kshetra. Most people of Tulunadu speak Tulu language. A number of people also speak Kannada, Konkani and Bari language. During historical times, Tulunadu was ruled by the Kadambas, the Alupas, the Hoysalas, the Vijayanagara, and the other smaller dynasties. The Alupa rule was the longest. Udayavara, Udayapura, Mangaluru, Mangalapura, Barakuru, and other places were the capital of Tulunadu. Abbakka Rani of 16th century is of the Chauta family had fought with the Portuguese and defeated them. Ullalada Rani Abbakka Devi, have you heard her name? It is her statue, still it is there. If you go to Ullala, you can see her statue, and there is a museum of her, Abbakka Rani. Next, British rule in Tulunadu. The British rule in coastal region commenced from the beginning of the 19th century. The coastal region was then called Canara district. Later, the Canara district was divided into North Canara, it means northern part, and South Canara, it means southern part districts. The freedom struggle. Inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, the people of Tulunadu actively participated in the freedom struggle. The foremost among the freedom fighters were Karnad Sadashivarao and Attavara Yellappa, called as the Deshabhakta. Karnad Sadashivarao rendered unforgettable service to the cause of the Harijanas. He offered meals to the Harijan children in his home. He sacrificed everything for the freedom of his motherland. Born in Mangalore, Attavara Yellappa, a London returned barrister, was a member of the Council of Ministers of the Azad Hind government founded by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He was a military officer for 15 years in Netaji's Indian National Army. You can study about this in your 7th standard class. Indian freedom struggle. You can study in that lesson. Kudmul Rangarao led a social reformer movement for the upliftment of the Harijanas. He actively worked for the education of the Harijan girls and removal of untouchability. While in Mangalore, Gandhiji saw the social activities of Kudmul Rangarao and appreciated them. Now, field of banking. In the field of banking, the record of Tulunadu is remarkable. Canara, Corporation, Syndicate, Karnataka and Vijaya banks were established here prior to the attainment of independence. These all banks established in Mangalore. Thus, thousands of branches of these banks spread over the length and breadth of the country have made special contribution to India's economic growth. They have also created thousands of job opportunities. In 1956, the North and South Canara districts were merged with Karnataka state. Prior to this, South Canara was under the Madras Presidency. Earlier it was with Madras. Udupi district was later created out of South Canara district in 1997. Hope you all understood the lesson. So I will send you the PDF of notes. Write neatly in your notebook. Thank you.